Hi, everybody. This is SAAD. Earlier today, I was watching This Is Life with Lisa Ling, and the show in question, the episode in question, was dealing with the FLDS that is ruled by Warren Jeffs, who's now in prison, I think, for many, many years, if not a lifetime sentence, for all sorts of really, really ugly things that he's done, including having a predilection for young girls. And as I was watching the show, I mean, I'm familiar with this group. I've even discussed them in the Consuming Instinct when I talk about the practice where the elders, the male elders, will banish any young men within the quote cult slash religion once they become too competitive for their own interests. And as we all know, all interests ultimately boil down to food and mating. And so when these young men wish to express their genetic destiny, so to speak, they're often banished from the group. And the Darwinian explanation is quite simple. But my point today was simply to highlight the following. Everyone who hears about what Warren Jeffs has done to a very small group, I think they might number in the few thousands, is repulsed by it, right? He had very young kids as wives. He decided, which woman went to which elderly man, controlled everything that his flock does. And most people who are moral, who are clear thinking, look at that behavior, look at the control that he had over his group, look at his so-called prophecy and his revelations, and they mock it, they despise it, they're disgusted by it. Now, what I'd like you to do is think if there are any other religions that have prophets that might have engaged in behaviors and in conduct that would make Warren Jeffs seem like a church lady. Forgive the pun. So there you have it. No religion gets a pass because it is somehow older. I mean, this is often what happens. If a religion is beyond a certain age, then somehow it becomes codified as an acceptable religion. But if a religion is younger, then it's a cult. So Scientology is a cult. FLDS, well, they're just some wacko offshoot. They're just a cult. But other religions who are just as insane, if not more so, who have leaders who are just as vile, if not more so, are given a pass. So if you're worried about the 5,000 or so people who are under the sway of this guy who's in prison, think about other people who number in the much greater number, much larger number, and whether you should be repulsed by those realities. On a last note, since we're talking about religion, today is International Remembrance Day of the Holocaust. Yes, we should never forget, but I want to reiterate on this day that my being a free speech absolutist means that even for something as historically documented, as clear, as grotesque of a historical incident as the Holocaust, the systematic wholesale eradication or attempt to eradicate a whole people, I believe that in a free society, those who wish to deny the Holocaust should be entitled to do so. There is no greater manifestation of someone walking the walk and talking the talk when it comes to being a free speech absolutist. I am Jewish, and I support the right of all sorts of enemies of reason to do the most offensive thing, which is to deny that very painful memory in human history, not Jewish history, human history, because that episode was a gargantuan stain on our human dignity. So there you have it, folks. Don't fall prey to superstition. Don't grant religions a pass because they are cloaked with the magical robe of religion. And the fact that they are 100 years old or 1,000 years old doesn't make them any more valid than if they were 30 years old. David Koresh, who died in that FBI attack, thought that he was as much of a prophet as some of the other prophets that many people today pray to and seek to emulate. Have a good day, everybody. Let science, reason, logic, evidence-based thinking guide your spirit, not superstition. Cheers.